What is up, everyone? This is time to wrestle with Suplexis. I'm Suplexis, and today I am gonna be constructing a tier list. Yep, a tier list never been done before on this channel for Roman Reigns' title reign and the matches that occurred throughout it. So this starts from Payback down here to WrestleMania 40, and I'll explain my tiers. So, on the bottom, we have Suffering Succotash. Suffering Succotash. So, that's the worst of the worst. Like, dog crap matches, dog crap everything. Just complete dog crap. Like, utter crap of a dog. Dog crap, you know. And then got disappointed. So these are the matches that I had high hopes for, but they left me feeling disappointed, very disappointed. Like, oh, for example, um, say Osprey Danielson, but except in this universe, instead of being like a 6-star, 5-star match, it was a 3-minute match where Brian Danielson tore both quads after trying to do a leapfrog like Shane McMahon. Okay, that would be disappointing. So Saturday night's alright. That's AEW reference. I know everything's about Roman Reigns, all the other ones for the most part, but who cares? Saturday night's alright. Collision intro, alright. Like, am I ever gonna rewatch the matches? Nope. But they were alright for what they were. They did what was expected, but what was expected might not always be amazing. And then we got needle moving. So, needle moving is when we get into that good category. It was a good match. A good match. Greatness on a different level. So, or on a certain level. Greatness on a certain level is when he has a match, like whether it's the story, sometimes the story could be really good, but the in ring is okay, sometimes it's flipped around. Great on a certain level. Like there is something about the match that leaves you wanting to come back for more. Head of the table is like like the best of the best. These are matches you're gonna rewatch. It did a lot for, and Undisputed GOAT is my favorite. So without further ado, let's get started, and we will go in order of when the title defenses happened. This is out of order, so the first one is Payback. Payback was The Fiend defending against Roman and Roman Reigns. No fans. I'll let you know when fans come back because these ones took place in the Thunderdome, and this match, like, it, it was okay. But Roman Reigns, he signed the contract, and like the last few minutes came in, speared Braun Strowman, 1, 2, 3. They destroyed the ring and stuff. And uh, look, this I'm not gonna rewatch this match, but it could it could have been like this, but they did a unique finish that was cool with Roman signing the contract mid-match and they broke the ring, so I'm gonna put it in Saturday nights. All right. And the next match was Roman Reigns' defense at Clash of Champions against Jey Uso. This match was the beginning of the series of amazing matches he had. It was Jay trying to prove that he could be the tribal chief, Roman trying to prove that Jay cannot handle the burden of being the head of the table, and it was a story of Jay just trying to take that title from Roman, proving to himself and his family that someone else could sit at the head of the table and provide for everyone. But in this match, the towel gets thrown in by Jimmy when Roman's just clobbering the crap out of him. So, for me, this goes in greatness on a certain level because the in ring was mainly Roman beating the shit out of this guy, but the storytelling that hit, that hit the mark like no other match Roman's really had before this. He has, like, in his babyface run, he didn't have a defining story based match. That never really happened until this point, until this J match. So it is going in greatness on a certain level. Now, a next match in his title reign. I just have to find it, find it, find it, find it. We've got. Sorry. Um. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Yes, right here. We have Braun Strowman versus Roman Reigns on the season premiere episode of SmackDown. This one, to me, this kind of goes with the Fiend one. Like, this match was nothing really special. It was just alright. They went out there, they had a match. Roman won a match. It was probably good in ring, but there's nothing really to remember aside from, I believe, Roman debuting the guillotine in that match, the guillotine chokehold that became a staple of his matches going forward. Nothing really special though. He beat Strowman. Strowman got drafted to Raw from SmackDown. That is all that that is to be said there. So the next one, oh boy, we got Jey Uso versus Roman Reigns. This match is the first one in the head of the table category. They took everything they did at Clash of Champions and amplified it through the ceiling. Like Hell in a Cell I Quit match, Roman's just destroying his cousin. Like Clash Champions was bad. Here, dude was threatening to crush his skull with steel steps at the end. What the hell? Like, yeah. But this was storytelling to a T, with Roman Reigns putting Jimmy in the guillotine after he got in the cell to protect his younger brother. Oh man. And then Roman wins. Complete prick. Leaves his two cousins, the twins, in the ring as they're crying. Goes on the ramp, takes the Ulafala, debuts the gold glove in this match, and he is the tribal chief officially, like by his elders. Oh my gosh. Just talking about it gets me hyped. That match is is as head of the table as it gets. How fitting he became head of the table in the same match where I rated it to be a head of a table match. So the next one, the following match, if I could find it, I could find it, I could find it. I can 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 find it. So I only sued to Drew McIntyre. Well, I believe this is his title defenses. And just a moment. Yes, so this does not include Survivor Series 2020. That match to me was a needle mover. Survivor Series 2020 against Drew. It's not a title defense, so I'm not discussing that in this video, but still, it was pretty good. So now we get to TLC, and TLC to me, this match is the first one to go in the needle moving category. This was like just a car crash of a match, and it was a really good car crash at that. Like, you had all this stuff. This was the first real time where Roman Reigns acquired the assistance of Jey Uso, the cousin he beat these 2 times to help him retain his championship. Really fun match to me. And the next one, uh, like, I don't hear people say this too much as their favorite. Usually it's TLC or Last Man Standing. I enjoyed this one a lot for the in-ring action. Roman Reigns, Kevin Owens, final SmackDown of 2020. In a cage, they had a really good in-ring match, and Kevin Owens in the end got handcuffed to the ropes, and Roman Reigns left to retain his title, left the cage. I remember watching this match live. It was hype, and a really good match with the ending that set up for Adam Pearce versus Roman Reigns. Yep, he was gonna fight him. He won a gauntlet match, but then he said, "Screw you, Roman Reigns." I said "screw you" really weirdly. I apologize. But he said, "Screw you," as I attempt to go through all these tiny pictures to find the one I'm looking for. Yes. Nope, 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 nope. Okay, there are 2 more Kevin Owens defenses. Both happened at the Royal Rumble. Both are for the 2023 graphics. So I'm gonna say this one is the 2021 Last Man Standing match. This was a really good match. It could have gone here, but it's ending when the ref just stopped counting because Roman would take a little longer. When Heyman, sorry, took too long to undo the handcuffs on Roman Reigns, the ref stalled for a while, and that kind of dragged the match down. So that one I'm gonna have to put in needle moving. It was good, but the ending could not make it better than the SmackDown match or the TLC match. So, by the way, I just wanna say, see, like this one's before this one. If I put one before the other, then the one further to the left is what I like more out of the like the matches listed in a single row. So after this match, after the Royal Rumble Last Man Standing match, we have the Elimination Chamber match. Now, I'm gonna put this in disappointing. it wasn't necessarily a bad match. Just Roman came in right after Daniel Bryan won. Now, in hindsight, sure, Daniel Bryan got to have more matches after, but in the moment he wins, Roman comes in, spears him. There's one moment of hope. This isn't suffering succotash because the one moment of hope when Daniel Bryan put him in the yes lock and he almost tapped out. That was really good. That elevates it from here to here. But overall, this was a squash match, and I don't enjoy squash matches. But this was Roman exercising his power, it did make sense. Regardless, I cannot put it above this match. I can't put in the same tier as a match like this. It disappointed, and these two would have much more amazing matches later on. As such, it is time to discuss the Fastlane match. Oh yeah, by the way, after this match, Edge comes in to make his intentions known that he wants to fight Roman at Mania. And then we get this Fastlane match. Danny Bryan gets his title shot back. And this one, to me, put it ahead of the last man standing one. It is a needle moving match. It is a pretty good match. And this, the reason it's pretty good and not greatness on a certain level, in ring is great, but it ends in a DQ because of Edge. Like, not a DQ, it ends in a severely overbooked, too overbooked fashion. And it's just set up another match down the line. It's good for what it is, but it's not quite greatness on a different level. So the next one we'll be discussing is Roman Reigns' first title defense at WrestleMania, a triple threat match between Edge and Daniel Bryan. And in the thumbnail, I have him stacking these two, and this is where it comes from. This match, to me, I am gonna put it. Ooh. Is it head of the table or greatness on a certain level? I'm gonna do head of the table because this had an amazing story where all three had to battle adversity going into the match. This had unpredictability. It was amazing in ring. It had a surprising ending where Roman stacked both of them. It hit on everything you could possibly hit on in a WrestleMania main event. It is one of those classic triple threats from WrestleMania, like WrestleMania 30, 20, 35, you know. So, just really good. And the stacking spot at the end, most like surprising victory of his title reign, you could say. So, I put that there. And now we got career versus championship. Daniel Bryan versus Roman Reigns. And this one I also put at head of the table. So I might be moving them down because I got a lot of matches at head of the table. But nah, this one belongs. Daniel Bryan after Mania, he says, if I lose this match, I will leave SmackDown. Uh, and he did lose in a banger. Roman beats him clean without any help, unlike this match. And and this match beats him without any assistance, slightly behind the three-way for me and Hell in a Cell, but I really enjoyed it. And him leaving SmackDown, that implied to everyone, okay, he's going to Raw. Nope, this might have been his final match in his whole WWE career. Because after this, he disappears shows up in AEW. The rest is history. Roman Reigns beat the best wrestler in the world, people are saying. Like, arguably, Daniel Bryan's best wrestler, at least top five. You gotta put him top five. But I'm sidetracking. This was amazing. Slightly below the three-way because I really liked the ending to the three-way match. So, yes, this is head of the table though. Now we got Backlash, Cesaro versus Roman Reigns, and this is greatness on a certain level because the story going in was basically, champion underestimates the challenger, and the Jimmy Uso joining the Bloodline plotline was in effect at this time. So Cesaro was a bit sidetracked, but this is his only pay-per-view main event. Like, the story was good. That's the thing. The story was good, but we had such phenomenal storytelling before that uh, this like pales in comparison, but it made up with the in-ring match because this was maybe Roman's only technical wrestling match. He didn't do the normal powerhouse showboating thing. It was a technical professional wrestling match. Cesaro passes out to the guillotine, wakes up a few seconds later. He looks surprised. He was that close to winning the title. For some reason back then, I thought he had a chance of winning the title. I don't know how or why, but this r- very good, great in-ring wrestling in this match, and that is the level that it is agreed on. So the next match after this is Rey Mysterio versus Roman in a Hell in a Cell match on SmackDown because they want to bump the rating for SmackDown before Hell in a Cell. This one to me was disappointing because Roman had such an amazing Hell in a Cell match, as you could see here. Such an amazing Hell in a Cell match before. But this to me is even more disappointing than Daniel Bryan Roman. Because this one made sense. This was a squash. Even like I couldn't find too much enjoyment in it. Roman was just destroying this poor Mexican guy. Shit. Like, yeah, this Rowdy not suffering succotash because that would be the case if like Ray beat him or something. Uh, yeah, that's where it belongs. Roman destroying someone in the Hell in a Cell. That's all. Next, Money in the Bank, where Roman Reigns is defending against Edge. This one to me, I put it ahead of the cage match and the backlash one behind Clash Champions. This one was a classic professional wrestling main event from the Ruthless Aggression era. They both did their jobs, and what puts this on a great level, uh, you'll see this only a couple of other times later on. The overbooking with Seth trying to screw Edge. Oh man, Mysterio's trying to help him, the Usos trying to screw him, Cena coming in afterwards. This was wild, and they put on a pretty good match, and this was great because the overbooking, honestly. So I am putting it in greatness on an overbooking level. That is a certain level here. And the in-ring stuff, I really enjoyed every move mattered in this match, and I appreciate that. The next match is John Cena challenging Roman Reigns at SummerSlam, and to me, this one, I think it belongs in I'll put it ahead of the Danielson match. Fascinating. This was a classic main event, just a little less intriguing because Roman was like, if I lose, I'm leaving. That kind of gives it away when the company's putting you on in a main event and had you stack two people to retain at WrestleMania kind of gives the result away. But regardless, he went in there, put on a classic match. Roman Reigns had a lot of kickouts. One of the matches where he had like a bunch of kickouts, surprising ones at that. And he wins in the end, and this just solidified him as the top guy. If you couldn't tell already at this point, this solidified him in that spot. And it was yeah, it was good. It was pretty good, my opinion. So the next match was Finn Balor versus Roman Reigns from SmackDown. I'm putting this at the top of Saturday night's alright. Roman Reigns beat him up beforehand. Finn stood no chance, but he gave his best effort in that match. But he eventually got beaten. So I think Saturday night's alright. This was a alright match. And it was afterwards Finn foreshadowed the Demon, which would set up for their rematch at Extreme Rules, the Demon versus the Tribal Chief for the Undisputed Championship. And I'm gonna put it right behind. Yeah. So, well, these two matches, they're beside each other, have in common. They both were kind of halted by their finish. This was a extremely fun match. Like, I know it's Extreme Rules, haha, pun intended, but yeah, it was extremely fun. They fought in the crowd, all the weapons, all the awesome, amazing spots you want to see in this match. But in the end, they did weird shite where Finn got resurrected somehow. Goes to the top rope, goes for a coup de grace, but the thing breaks, the turnbuckle caves in somehow, and then dude gets speared and loses. It is a good match, but it is right beside the Kevin Owens one. This one, I had more fun with than this one, so it's ahead. But I cannot, in good conscience, put it ahead of this match with Danielson, this match with Cena, this match with KO. I cannot do that, so I think that's a good spot for it. We got Brock Lesnar versus Roman Reigns at Crown Jewel. People like to shit on this match, but for me, I enjoyed the storytelling with Paul Heyman not knowing who to pick, throwing the title in the middle of the ring at the end. Brock gets it. He got super kicked, and then Roman hits him with the title, wins, and looks at Paul Heyman like confused. That is the stuff I live for. This was amazing storytelling greatness on a storytelling level. It was alright. Alright on every other level. For some reason, I remember Roman Reigns doing a suicide dive. I don't know why. It's kind of random, but yup. So it's alright to me. So the next match Roman Reigns had, I believe, is right here. It is Roman Reigns versus Sami Zayn, and at the time we thought this was a one-off match, and this one, oh man, I don't like doing this suffer and succotash. I thought this was gonna be a good match, but Brock just F5s the heck out of Sammy before, and Roman beats him in like 5 seconds. Man, that's crap. That is crap. 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 And to think this is gonna be Roman's last successful defense because he was gonna fight at day one and he was scheduled to lose to Lesnar. This could have been his last successful defense, and I could have been sad. But he got COVID. Everything changed from there. So, next match. Oh man, I like this one. I like this one. And I am actually gonna put it at the top of greatness on a certain level. This was a very good in-ring match, a great storytelling match, a DQ finish. It was inconclusive. I agree with a DQ finish, but I cannot put a DQ finish at the head of the table level. I'm sorry. So Seth comes out in the Shield gear. He's playing up the Joker gimmick before the match, teasing Roman, mind effing Roman, you could see. But comes out with the Shield gear, and Roman Reigns he refuses to release the guillotine, and the stupid ref picks Seth Rollins' arm up and falls on the rope. Roman gets disqualified. The ref screws Roman, and after he hits him with a chair and gets his sweet revenge. But as we'll see later in the video, that was clearly not enough for him. So now we move on, and from this point, I think everything is in chronological order. Yup. So the next match is the Elimination Chamber with Goldberg and Roman Reigns. Disappointing, 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 disappointing. Nah, this was less disappointing than the Rey Mysterio match, but I thought this was gonna be Barack Roman, but Roman Reigns just beat him like in a bland match. Nothing special. I thought it'd be more exciting. It was kinda nothing, a nothing match. And now we are at WrestleMania, the biggest match of all time. The biggest match. All that. Yeah, this was the most disappointing of them all. Because this one was announced a week before. This one was set up for like math time. Set up for 8 months. And it was disappointing. They did a lot of nothing, just finisher spamming, no story development. Nothing feels like it went to a nice conclusion. Roman beats him and he wins both titles. That's the only big thing to happen. He becomes undisputed champ instead of just the universal champ. So I see Drew Roman here. This is a live event. And unfortunately, I don't have time to watch every single live event match. So I'm gonna just say this is their Survivor Series match because I enjoyed that one. I will put it at the back of needle moving. Really enjoyed that Survivor Series match. They went wild. They went freaking nuts in the best way. So we got Roman Reigns versus Riddle, the first televised defense of his undisputed championship. And I'm gonna give this. I will put it. I'll put it right here. Yeah, 'cause this was a predictable match, but I still enjoyed it a lot. This was a very good match. Nothing great about it, but it was a very good SmackDown main event where Roman retained his championship by hitting a spear in midair after Riddle went for a springboard maneuver. And the next match, oh my gosh. Oh man. Oh man. Oh man. Head of the table. Nah. Greatness on a certain level at the top. This was a car crash. I didn't put it up here because the storyline going in wasn't anything too special, but greatness on a certain level at the top, even beating out the Seth Rollins match. This was a car crash. The ring got flipped over with a tractor. The Usos came down. Austin Theory tried to cash in his money in the bank. Roman Reigns casually catching the mic after Brock threw the mic while he was standing on a tractor, them fighting in the crowd, breaking tables, Roman throwing every piece of equipment by the announce table he could on top of Brock, and then all the Usos and Roman Reigns standing on top of said equipment to keep Brock down. I said that really fast, and that did not do the match justice. This was greatness on a car crash level. When I reviewed the match, I called it a 5-star car crash. I still believe it. So that's where I'm gonna put it. Now we got Clash at the Castle, the first Paul Triple H Love Vac pay-per-view where in general. Wait, this was the first one technically, but he did not book the matches here. He did book the matches. Roman versus Drew, head of the table. And this was the first time you really thought that Roman was losing his title. It's near Drew's hometown. They hyped this match up for like how long? Almost 2 years since their Survivor Series match. They've been building it, they've been setting it up, and this was awesome. Had the debut of Solo Sikoa, and back then Karrion Kross was relevant and he got involved. Amazing in ring, the crowd shouting on Roman Reigns, and this I'd say was the first time where the crowd, like the first real time where the crowd goes silent because Roman does not lose the title. Everyone expected him to lose, except me, and he just won. Crowd goes silent. People have if Roman wins a riot sign. Hard-earned money spent, but it's all wasted. I see if there's any other hard-earned money, but all wasted scenarios. Yeah, I can't see many. Maybe here people were banking on Roman losing, but not. Yeah, this was the first real time that the fans are just stunned. But amazing in-ring stuff. This belongs on the head of the table category. Roman versus Logan Paul. I hate Logan Paul. I'm just gonna act like Roman Reigns did all of the good work in this match. I'm putting it at the top of the needle moving category. This was a coming out party for Logan Paul. For many people, I did not appreciate the match as much, but it was really good. It was really, really good. And their interferences from Logan Paul's crew, oh god, and the Bloodline, and yeah. So there's another match not on this list. because it technically isn't a defense, and it is the War Games 2022 match. And I would put that right here in between Clash the Champions and Royal Rumble on greatness on a certain level, and that is the storytelling with Sami Zayn being accepted by Jey Uso. Sami Zayn stuff started right before Drew versus Roman, and we'll see that more with the next match. Royal Rumble, Roman versus Kevin Owens. This one to me, the the funny thing is, this was probably the weakest out of all four matches they had for the Universal Championship. Yeah, yeah, this was definitely the weakest in ring. But all the storytelling they did, oh my gosh. And then Sami Zayn turning on Roman, the cheer shot heard around the world. The thing people remember Royal Rumble 2023 for. Oh my gosh, you couldn't have written that better. That is my favorite moment and in professional wrestling history. Holy crap. Greatness on a certain level. That is perfection on a certain level. Perfection. And the storytelling, looking at the matches, only one of them beats this out for storytelling, in my opinion. And that is the next match. This is the Undisputed GOAT. You want storytelling? Check. Perfect storytelling. Perfect in-ring work. Perfect setup. Everyone's doing their character work correct. The environment is crazy. You have people crying tears of joy for Sami coming out. People crying tears of sadness for Sami Zayn coming up short. And this is the only time, I mean the only time, where I was 100% behind the person challenging Roman Reigns. And that, like, this, because all these matches below, even these ones, maybe I wanted Jay to win a bit, but I knew Roman winning was the right decision. Here, Sami winning was the right decision. I wanted him to win 100%. Like, this match as well was perfect. It broke my heart in the end, but may have broken it, but my heart was repaired when I noticed how damn good this was. How damn perfect this was. This belongs in the Undisputed GOAT category. And the fact that, like, over a year ago when I made the Royal Rumble 2023 video, I thought this wasn't big enough for Montreal. Thank you, Triple H, for going against what I said, because this environment was excellent. This match was perfection. Oh my gosh. Whatever. Like, this is probably my favorite match I've ever seen. Straight up. Yep. Yep. That's a bold claim. I've been watching this since I was like 6 years old or something, man. Maybe 7 or 8. I am almost 20. I'm turning 20 next month. This is my favorite. They should show this at wrestling schools. So I'm done talking about that much. Now let's discuss Cody versus Roman #1. Ooh. Right here is a good spot to put it. Cody versus Roman. This match was everything you want out of a classic WrestleMania main event. Not like a before I said classic in terms of it being old school. This was a great main event. This is what a main event is. And the crowd went silent here. Crowd went silent here, and I went silent. Here, I was like, wait, what? Because I said in my predictions, I thought Roman was winning. That's what my heart said. My mind kept saying, yes, Cody's night is Cody's night, Cody's crowning moment. He's gonna slay the head of the table. But he lost. And like a classic match, an instant classic they had. But he lost. That shocked me to my core. I put the Drew one ahead because I think like the crowd was more pro Drew here, and the debut of Solo added. Solo came in here, but he was already established here as a new thing, so I put this one ahead. I'm gonna I'm gonna rearrange. I think this one goes back here. I think this one goes. Ooh, nah, that's a good spot. Yeah, yeah. So all that stuff, really good. Jay versus Roman. I said this was a 5-star match when I watched it. Looking back, this is kind of disappointing. Because even though I said it was a 5-star match, deep in my soul at SummerSlam, I knew I expected a lot more considering what Clash Champions did and what Hell in a Cell did. This was the weakest by far out of their trilogy. Roman retains the title. Jimmy turns on Jay, which leads to a not very good match. Excuse me, at WrestleMania. So I gotta put it in disappointing. Yup. LA Knight versus Roman Reigns. LA Knight versus Roman Reigns. I put this at the at the end of needle moving, the worst of needle moving. It was a good match and it surprised me, and because it was surprisingly good, I put it above Saturday Night Soul right into needle moving, because this match elevated LA Knight from a mid to lower Carter to a higher mid Carter, like a greater mid Carter. Yeah, near the top of the card, you could say. But this elevated him, and they put on a much better match than I'd ever expect them to. Now we get Royal Rumble Fatal 4-Way Roman, AJ, LA Knight, and Randy. To me, this one, I'll put it at the top of disappointing. I watched Armageddon 2004 Fatal 4-Way. I thought this was going to be like that. It was worse. Now, I suppose, you know what? I'm gonna bring it up for that phenomenal forearm stacking spot. I really enjoyed that. This match proved to be Roman's final title defense, and it was alright as far as his track record is concerned. I was there at New Year's Revolution for the 3-way match to decide who'd fight him when he got involved. I think that match was better than the SmackDown New Year's Revolution one. This one was alright. I put it above the Braun Strowman match for me, but I still expected a bit more. But I wouldn't say I was badly disappointed. So, now, Roman's last match, top of head of the table. There could only be one undisputed GOAT. but this was pretty damn close. So you got all the run-ins you want. You got the amazing wrestling from last year. You have Cody's crowning moment. You have what the one thing this match was missing was the amazing storytelling. They had some, but still, this made up for it. This this year's main event was pretty much last year's, except with Cody going over in a very emotional moment, with Roman getting an army instead of a little orchestra, and with amazing storytelling with Roman choosing to hit Seth Rollins. So I put this here. This is my list. Let me know what you think in the comments. This has been Suplexis signing off. Goodbye.